During the family dinner, my cousin smirked, "Men don't stay with single moms." Then my son revealed what he heard him say. Imagine a quiet Sunday evening, the kind where the table is full of laughter and the smell of roasted chicken fills the air. Everyone's passing plates, sharing stories, feeling that warm glow of family, but then, out of nowhere, a single sentence slices through the room like a cold wind. My cousin leans back in his chair, smirks, and says loud enough for everyone to hear, "Men don't stay with single moms." The words hang there, heavy, stinging. My fork freezes halfway to my mouth. Across the table, my 8-year-old son, Noah, looks up with eyes wide as saucers. And in that moment, I feel something inside me crack just a little. "Hi, I'm Sarah." And that was the night everything almost fell apart, but also the night a tiny miracle reminded me that love speaks louder than judgment. Let me take you back a few years so you can see the whole picture. I was 25 when I married Jake. He was the kind of man who opened doors, remembered my coffee order, and promised we'd grow old on the front porch swing. 2 years later, Noah came into our world. Tiny fingers, big blue eyes, the perfect mix of both of us. Life felt like a postcard. Then, one rainy Tuesday, a phone call changed everything. Jake had been in an accident on his way home from work. By the time I reached the hospital, the doctors were shaking their heads. Just like that, I was a 28-year-old widow with a toddler who kept asking, "When's Daddy coming home?" The months that followed were a blur of casseroles from neighbors, sleepless nights, and learning how to fix leaky faucets with YouTube tutorials. Noah and I became a team of 2. I took extra shifts at the hospital where I worked as a nurse, saved every penny, and tucked him in with the same lullaby every night. We weren't rich, but we had each other. And on good days, that felt like enough. Family gatherings were our lifeline. My parents' house every Sunday. Same long oak table, same mismatched chairs, same aunties arguing over whose potato salad was better. My cousin Mark had always been the loud one. Growing up, he teased me about my pigtails, then about my braces, and now he was 35, newly engaged to a woman named Vanessa who laughed at everything he said. Mark had opinions about everything, and he wasn't shy about sharing them. That particular Sunday, Mom had outdone herself. Golden chicken, buttery rolls, green beans snapping with flavor. Noah sat between me and Grandma, swinging his legs under the table, sneaking extra biscuits when he thought no one was looking. The conversation drifted from Uncle Ray's new fishing boat to Cousin Lisa's upcoming baby shower. I was passing the gravy when Mark cleared his throat like he was about to make a toast. "So, Sarah," he started, swirling his iced tea. "Any luck on the dating front?" His tone was light, but his eyes had that familiar glint, like he already knew the punchline. I forced a smile. "Not really looking right now, Mark. Noah keeps me plenty busy." He nodded, then leaned toward Vanessa. "See, that's the thing. Men don't stay with single moms. Too much baggage." He chuckled, like it was the most obvious truth in the world. Vanessa giggled, covering her mouth. A few cousins shifted in their seats. My mom's fork clinked too loudly against her plate. I felt heat rush to my cheeks. Not anger, something deeper, like shame trying to crawl under my skin. I opened my mouth to say something, anything, but the words stuck. Noah's small hand slipped into mine under the table. I squeezed it, grateful for the anchor. Mark kept going. "I mean, no offense, Sarah. Just being real. Guys want a clean slate, you know?" That's when it happened. Noah pushed back his chair, the legs scraping against the hardwood. Every head turned. He stood on his tiptoes so he could see over the table, his voice clear and steady for an 8-year-old. "Uncle Mark, I heard what you said in the kitchen earlier." The room went still. You could hear the grandfather clock ticking in the hallway. Mark's smirk faltered. "What are you talking about, kid?" Noah looked right at him. "You told Aunt Vanessa that Mommy cries at night because she's lonely. You said it's her fault Daddy left." A collective gasp rippled around the table. My heart stopped. I had no idea Noah had heard me. Those quiet sobs into my pillow after he was asleep. When the weight of bills and bedtime stories and missing Jake all crashed down at once. Mark's face turned the color of the cranberry sauce. "Noah, buddy." "That was a private—" "No," Noah cut in, his bottom lip trembling but his voice strong. "You don't get to make Mommy sad. Daddy didn't leave because of her. He went to heaven because a truck hit him. And Mommy works double shifts so I can have sneakers without holes. She reads me 3 books every night even when her feet hurt, and she still smiles when I wake up from bad dreams." His eyes filled with tears, but he didn't look away. If a man doesn't want us, that's his loss, because Mommy is the best person in the whole world. Silence. Thick, heavy, beautiful silence. Then Grandma reached over and pulled Noah into her lap. Aunt Lisa started crying into her napkin. My dad, quiet, stoic dad, stood up, walked around the table, and wrapped his arms around me so tight I could barely breathe. "Sarah," he whispered into my hair, "you're doing better than okay. You're extraordinary." Mark stared at his plate like it held the answers to the universe. Vanessa elbowed him hard enough to make him wince. "Apologize," she hissed. He cleared his throat, voice small. Sarah, Noah, I'm sorry. That was cruel and wrong. I spoke out of ignorance. You're an incredible mom. And Noah, you're wiser than all of us. Noah wiped his nose on his sleeve. It's okay, Uncle Mark. Just don't say mean things anymore. Words stick. The tension melted like butter on a hot roll. Mom bustled in with dessert. Warm apple pie with vanilla ice cream, and somehow, the conversation turned to Noah's upcoming school play. But something had shifted. I could feel it in the way cousins looked at me now. Not with pity, but with respect. In the way Vanessa asked for my green bean recipe like it was a treasure. In the way Mark carried Noah's plate to the sink without being asked. Later, as we loaded the car, Noah tugged my sleeve. Mommy, are you mad at Uncle Mark? I knelt down, brushing curls from his forehead. No, buddy. People say hurtful things when they don't understand. But you showed everyone what love looks like. I'm so proud of you. He grinned, gap-toothed and perfect. I just told the truth. That night, after tucking Noah in, I stood on the porch sipping chamomile tea. The stars were out, bright and close, like they were listening. I thought about Jake, how he used to say, Sarah, our boy's gonna change the world with that heart of his. I smiled through tears. Maybe not the whole world, but tonight, he'd changed mine. A few weeks later, something unexpected arrived in the mail. A handwritten letter from Mark. Inside was a gift card to Noah's favorite bookstore and a note. I was wrong. You and Noah are proof that love doesn't need a clean slate. It just needs courage. I'm learning. Thank you for the lesson. Tucked in, the envelope was a photo from the dinner. Noah standing on his chair, mid-sentence, with the whole family leaning in. On the back, Mark had written, "The moment I grew up." I pinned that photo above our kitchen table, right next to the one of Jake holding baby Noah. 2 reminders that family isn't about perfect words. It's about showing up, speaking truth, and choosing kindness even when it's hard. So if you ever doubt whether one small voice can make a difference, remember an 8-year-old boy at a Sunday dinner table. He didn't just defend his mom, he reminded every adult in the room what really matters. Sometimes the smallest act of courage can heal a heart and quiet a storm. Share this story if it touched yours. We all need reminders that love, in its purest form, always wins.